Lord Ryujin is here again. Now, I wanted to go into this discussion, but I wanted to go into it into a level-headed sort of way. And I know that I'm going to get thumbs down. I mean, I go through my video feed and I see that I have quite a few thumbs down for no particular reason. So, whereas I like to sit here in front of my camera and just talk, give you my opinion and ask for your opinion, and I try to back up everything that I state with facts, or just to try to give a different opinion than what most people give. What I'm going to mention, as I'm sure that you know by the title of this video, is I am actually glad that Ridley is not in Smash Brothers. Now, I don't understand this movement. I don't. I mean, you ask for King K. Rool? Okay, I get that. King K. Rool is a decent size. He's probably as big as Donkey Kong. He can be playable. You ask for Dixie Kong, you ask for, Joe Glass from Punch-Out. You ask for anybody. It makes sense. But then there are people out there that ask for Ridley as a playable character. And I don't understand why. I mean, unless you use the NES version of Ridley, who was honestly not nearly as cool and not nearly as powerful as Ridley is now. And you have to use the current incarnations, and if you do that, he's too big. Way too big. I mean, imagine if, like, Bowser still has the whole Giga Bowser transformation. Imagine if that was the character. Imagine how slow Giga Bowser moved. I mean, sure, Giga Bowser hit hard, but he was slow moving. He occupied the screen. It would be like having a Tank Master, like the one that Fox uses in Smash Brothers Brawl for his Smash move. It would be like having a Land Master on top of one another, two Land Masters on top of one another, fighting. It would be difficult to KO, it would be difficult to control, and it would be incredibly difficult to play, despite what people think. And this is coming from a guy who loves Ridley. I mean, I really enjoy the Metroid games. I love when I face Ridley. I mean, Metroid Prime, awesome fight. Metroid Prime 3, awesome fight. Super Metroid, really awesome fight. Other M, another good fight. Every time you face Ridley in these games, it's just awesome. So I understand why people would want to see Ridley in a Smash Brothers game, especially from someone like me who thinks that Metroid needs more representation other than just Samus. But I've made points about this before, especially in characters that I wanted to see in Smash Brothers, where it needs to be someone like Trace, someone like Kraden, or something like that from Metroid Prime Hunters. It could even be Adam Malkovich. As long as it's somebody who is actually human-sized or relatively humanoid in shape that can move at a relative speed. I mean, I just think that Ridley is too big unless you decrease his size. I mean, it's kind of like the whole Queen Bee or Honey Bee thing in Mario Kart 7. They had to decrease her size significantly to make her a playable character in Mario Kart. And then, if I can be honest, she really wasn't that great of a character in Mario Kart 7. So what I'm getting at is that while it would be interesting to see Ridley in a Smash Brothers game, And I love the fact that they put Ridley in Brawl. And again, I don't know what the future holds. Maybe Smash Brothers Wii U will have DLC that will include Ridley. I don't know. And maybe my mind will change by that time, especially because certain things like, well, you know, how would Rob the Robot work, you know? But they showed me through Smash Brothers how Rob the Robot could work, you know? So it's very much possible with Smash Brothers that they could probably decrease the size and show me how Ridley could work. And I would probably change my mind. But as of right now, having played every single Metroid game that has come out, having beaten every single Metroid game at 100%, having just so much passion towards like the Prime series and other M and Super Metroid Hunters, just having so much respect for that series, I don't think that Ridley could work. I mean, again, make sure that you share your opinion on the topic, because if you can tell me through the comments or something a really good way that they could use Ridley as a playable character, my mind might get changed, and I will probably be on board for that. I mean, my mind does change. My mind changed over the new 3DS. My mind does change, especially the more that I research stuff and the more I look into things. But just as of right now, I don't see how Ridley could work. I really don't. I think that he's too big. I think that he would be too slow moving, and in order to make him move quickly, he would have to be more of a flying character. And that would probably be fair for a lot of characters like Mac that are more grounded and more based upon their moveset works more on the ground than in the air. That's just my 2 cents, of course. And again, this just applies to any character, really. I mean, you want to bring in Dixie Kong? Fine. She's a decent size. She's pretty quick. You want to bring in King K. Rool? Okay. Even though I don't even care about Rhythm Heaven and the Chorus Men, and I think that it's a stupid idea, I would still be on board for the Chorus Men. I would be on board for Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I would be on board for characters that are not huge, hulking dinosaurs that focus more on strength. I mean, can you imagine if you had, like, Ganon and his Smash form from Melee standing upright, mind you, dominating the whole screen, and in one punch takes out all the characters because of how powerful he is? That would not be fair. It would not be fair. Then Ridley has that long tail, so if he does a tail sweep, anybody who doesn't jump, but then again, considering his size, he probably would hit them even if they jumped. The tail could take out people within a few whacks. I mean, it would be very, very imbalanced. And I know that the whole point in Sakurai was to try to find a balance. Do I think that Sakurai might have been working on a way to make Ridley in the game? Yes. I think he was really trying. But I think at the end of the day, it's a good choice that Ridley was left out. Because I just think that it would be too imbalanced. And I know that that was the whole point in him creating Smash Brothers the way that he did this time around, was to create more balance and to create less one-sided online battles like what what Brawl had, and to make it more of a balanced system. And again, time will tell on this. Maybe my mind will change. Maybe I'll see Ridley in action, and I'll be like, that works. Just like Bowser Jr. I thought Bowser Jr. wasn't going to work. I mean, using the clown card seems silly, but for some reason, after I started in action, it worked and it made sense. So again, time will tell on this, people. But just as of right now, leave the Ridley thing alone. It's not going to happen. At least in my book. He's too big. He's too clunky. They'd have to decrease his size and make him more fair and balanced. And if they do that, then maybe it could work. But using the way that Ridley is now isn't fair. Use somebody like that would be like using Kraid, essentially. Like, can you imagine Kraid from Super Metroid as a playable character? And how unfair that would be. Sort of the same lines. But again, leave comments. Because if you can show me how Ridley could work, maybe I'll change my mind. But the more I think about it, the less I think it just can't work. And I think that those people that are asking for Ridley to be a playable character are asking for too much. I mean, look at other sources. Maybe we can use the Saiyx. You know, it would be a good counter to Samus, because it would play similar to Samus and have similar moves, but it would have its own uniqueness about it. Because maybe it can turn into, you know, its mutated form as a Smash move. Or maybe we can even do... I can't remember his name at this point. I think it's Trace, but that little red alien thing that can turn invisible if you stand still in Metroid Prime Hunters, that would be a super idea. You know? You can use all kinds of camouflage ideas. I mean, I've gone over all this before in a previous video about what I wanted to see from Smash Brothers. But I just don't think that really could work. And again, maybe I'm wrong. But just as of right now, based on the characters that we have, and the way that they play, Ridley would be too big. Ridley would be too overpowering. And if they shrunk him down and made him the size of, say, Donkey Kong or Bowser, he would be too slow, and he wouldn't be as powerful and as badass as he currently is. But again, that's just me. They might change it up and make it interesting, and I'd be like, yay, Ridley! And my mind might be changed. But, again, it depends upon what they do with them. But just as of right now, I don't think they're going to use Ridley. And I think the people that want Ridley to be in Smash Brothers, they just need to get over it. Ask for K. Rool, ask for Chorusman, ask for Mrs. Pac-Man, ask for Simon Belmont. I don't care. Those characters make sense. Ridley just doesn't make any sense. And speaking of sense, that's my 2 cents. What are yours? Share your opinion. And I appreciate all the attention that I get. I just want to say that. I appreciate every comment that I get. I read every comment that I get. I always do my best to reply back. Unless it's negative, I don't respond back to negative feedback. And most importantly, there is no such thing as a wrong opinion, because opinions are speculation and thoughts. So share your opinion, because there is no wrong answer with these people. It's just an opinion. And it's a discussion. So let's try to keep it civil, and let's try not to get too heated about it. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.